Hey, what's up, guys? It's Brian here from Full Bite Legs, but most importantly, Upgrade Mentality. And today we're episode 28, and today's title is 3 Lessons I Learned from the Best in the Fitness Industry.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, guys, today we're August 1st. It's a beautiful and sunny day here in Montreal. Hopefully, wherever you are in the world, you're also having a beautiful, beautiful day. If you're listening to this at night, hopefully you're having a beautiful night. Guys, I want to talk about an experience I had about 2 weeks ago, okay? So 2 weeks ago, I was invited to a business mastermind. So I don't know if you guys know what the term business mastermind is. So a business mastermind, basically, it's an agglomeration of people from the similar industry, or it could be different industries, where these people meet up in a gang, okay? And their purpose is to talk about their business, the struggles, how to generate revenue, how to do marketing, and everything that you have to know with business in general, okay? So these business masterminds here, everyone in the world, everyone that's big, everyone that has businesses, everyone that is working high levels of business, they have what we call here these business masterminds, okay? So about 2 weeks ago, I was invited by a sir called Vince Gabriel, okay? That is a podcast actually called the Fitness Business podcast, okay? And I started listening to this gentleman about 2-3 years ago, and he inspired me. It was really cool to finally listen to somebody on a podcast in which the person was talking about the same struggles I was talking about, or at least talking about issues that were important to my sphere of business. For you guys that know or don't know, I own a gym in Laval, Canada. It's a borough about 15 to 20 minutes away from Montreal, okay? So I've owned a gym now for 7 years, okay? Most of this podcast's episodes are done around fitness, okay? So I've been running a somewhat successful fitness business for the last 7 years. How the gym has grown exponentially, even though we went through COVID and we went through so many hardships post-COVID and whatnot. The gym has been going super well, and now 7 years later, I'm continuing to do what I do in a way that inspires people, in a way that changes people's lives. So one of the most important values for me and for my business is that of growth. So I was listening to this gentleman, Vince Gabriel, on his podcast, and he had invited us to a weekend seminar or conference where the best gym owners in North America would come and sit down and talk about their gyms, talk about things that are important for them, talk about new trends, talk about leadership, communication, etc., etc. So me and my girlfriend, we went there for the weekend. It was in New Jersey, okay? So if you guys know, New Jersey is right next to New York, okay? About 20 minutes away from New York City. And it was an amazing weekend, guys. I got to spend the weekend with amazing speakers from all over North America, amazing fitness trainers, people that have been doing what I'm doing now for the last 20 years, okay? Versus my 7 years, that are masters in their domain. And it was an amazing experience where I got to learn from these incredible people. And from all this conference, it lasted about 2 days, okay? We met incredible people, incredible speakers. There are 3 lessons that came out from this weekend conference. Now, I want to mention, I say fitness business, but this is relatable to any business, okay? You can own a shoe shop, you can own, you can sell knives, you can be working as a manager for a big corporate business, or just work for the government or whatnot. This is not just 3 lessons for people that own business, or at least fitness businesses. It's for all people that own businesses and people that want to get better right now and in the future. So let's go to it. So number 1, don't be a dick, okay? So during this beautiful weekend, there was a man of the name called Mike Boyle. So if anybody knows Mike Boyle is very known in the fitness industry as one of of one of fitness's best gurus. Okay, he was head trainer or head sports and development trainer for Boston Bruins, and also the Boston Red Sox, especially when they won the World Series. So Mike Boyle is an experienced man. He's seen it all. He's done it all. Okay, and he was also head trainer at BU, so Boston University. So just imagine over a 40-year career. Okay, he's been in the highest and he's been in the lowest, and he came out with certain lessons of success. And one thing that he said was, don't be a dick. And what he meant by not being a dick is, it's very easy as you start maybe gaining certain popularity for a person to be less humble, or for at least to change. And he mentioned in this raw but beautiful 20-minute speech that he had given, where how it's important to not be a dick, and how to be relatable to people, and how to have empathy for people. Because if you want to have success, especially in a service-based business, right, you have to have empathy. You have to create relations. So the example he was giving, right, it's as if, let's say, for example, you have a new client coming in for a workout, the first workout, okay? And he or she has never worked out in life. Well, you can take this person under your wing as a trainer and give them the best service possible, and empathize with them, get to know them, right? And not be a dick, right? So by acting in such a way, you'll create a better relationship with the person, and the person will be able to look at you not as a superior, but also as an equal, which makes it easier to connect to people, right? So one thing that was super interesting that he mentioned, Mike Boyle, was always work with the end in mind. So what does he mean by working with the end in mind? So working with the end in mind means that, what's your legacy? If you fall tomorrow and pass away, God forbid, no, but if you die tomorrow, what do you want to be remembered as? Do you want to be remembered as a tyrant that was impatient, that lacked empathy? Or do you want to be remembered as somebody that was a great leader, somebody that had empathy, somebody that helped people around them, somebody that showed humility, even though he or she maybe was worth more, right? So that really struck a strong chord in me, because as you move up in life, right, I've seen it before and I continue seeing it, how it's easy to forget to not be a dick, and how it's easy to not sit down and actually have a conversation with one of your clients. How it's easy to not remember somebody's name, right? Oh, well, I have too many clients. Well, this person came in, I didn't know she was coming in. Well, you should have known. And you should have known everything you need to know about your client. So number one was, don't be a dick. Number two, and this is where by the man himself, Vince Gabriel, the one that hosted this beautiful conference, is time management. So one thing that the top of the industries have is proper time management. So I've noticed with time, and this conference actually made me think a lot about past experiences, how sometimes maybe I couldn't make it to an event, or maybe I was late on a deadline for a client, or maybe I did not give the full service like I wanted to. And most of the time, it was because I lacked proper time management. So when you know how to properly manage your time, you get your workouts in. You never skip a friend's party. You're more balanced. You understand? So what he meant by better time management is manage your week instead of just managing your day like most of us do, right? We wake up, we do a to-do list, which is already very good, right? Make on Sundays, take a 30 minutes and write down everything you need to do on your agenda. Even certain activities, so have time in order to put. So let's say, for example, you're VP of sales for your company, right? You have to take certain times in your schedule where your working is sales, Okay, and that goes the same way for an entrepreneur. Let's say you need to clean your gym, right? You haven't given that job to anyone yet. Well, you have to make time in your schedule, the Sunday, in order to be able to fit it in and to balance everything out. So one mistake I was doing for a long, long time until I went to this conference was I would do daily to-do lists. The problem with the daily to-do lists is that you live in the moment. And basically, your only job is to finish your tasks that are in front of you for that day. While having a schedule out for the week, knowing when you're going to train, knowing when you're going to make those calls, knowing when you're going to do marketing, knowing when you're going to answer people's emails. Well, having them all locked in your schedule is going to give you time to open up to do other things. One more thing he mentioned that I found super interesting versus the daily and the weekly calendar is to also have a buffer day. So most time, we often forget to do a chore or have a hard time completing a chore because maybe we didn't have time or something came up or whatnot. So what he recommended, which I find really interesting, is to have a buffer day in order to do all your chores. So remember that friend you wanted to call? Put him on the buffer day. Remember the papers you had to hand in to the government? Do it on the buffer day. Remember that friend that you had to reconnect with? Do it on the buffer day. Remember that workout or that yoga session you wanted to get it done? Do it on the buffer day. So basically, all these little things that socially may take time from you, you put it under a specific day as a chore day, kind of. And it's going to give you the opportunity to, after accomplishing your buffer day, is to have no distractions for the rest of your week, right? So it's happened to me so many times where I've been at the gym, right, working and hustling, and then I would get a call from a friend that had been a super long time, or a cousin that would call me. And obviously, me being a good cousin, being a good friend, I would answer the phone. And then a supposedly 5-minute, 10-minute conversation turns out to be 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And I have lost the opportunity to do the task that I needed to do. And voila, the class starts and I lost 2 hours. So to avoid these little things that happen, these spontaneous these spontaneous actions that can happen throughout a significant day, take those buffer days in order to call your friend, in order to do those tasks that you don't have time to do during the week. So like that, it doesn't come in the way of hindering your tasks for your business. Okay? So having a buffer day and having a weekly calendar really helps for time management. Number 3, and this is super interesting. Probably the from all the talks, they were all amazing. This one was profound because this was a speaker of the name of Brent Gallagher that owns a gym called Avenue Fitness. You can check it out on Google. It's in San Antonio, Texas, Houston, Texas, sorry. And from all the life lessons he had, he said one of the reasons why his gym was so successful. So let me just give you a little summary of his numbers. Brent Gallagher's gym in Houston, Texas is about 5,000 square feet. He makes annual revenue, 3.5 million, his gym. He has under him 6 trainers that are paid over 100,000 USD a year. Full benefits, 3 weeks of vacation where he closes the gym, and days off for special holidays like the 4th of July, 31st of December, 24th, etc. How did he do it? So in a world where maybe we may get confused sometimes, where we think that, paying for this or buying the best equipment in terms of fitness, buying the best equipment, going to these conferences is what's needed. Well, take out the conferences, but buying the best equipment is what's needed. Having the best bathrooms are what's needed. In order for you to run a business or a gym that is successful, you need to first and foremost invest in yourself and invest in the people that work for you. So how do you do that? You bring them to retreats, right? You bring them to seminars, dinners, lunches. You push them to read books. You push them to listen to podcasts. That is what he means about investing in yourself and investing in your team. That for me was a game changer. Because what Brent Gallagher was saying, he was saying if you want to succeed, you must make others around you successful. And what he was showing was photos of his employees going on vacation, getting married, buying the cars that they've always wished to buy, right? It was very profound because in today's age, saying invest in your team, unless you're a big corporate business where it's kind of culture, right, to invest in your business, because companies like L'Oreal or just any type of banks, they invest large sums of money into your employees. But from a small business perspective, investing in your employees is one of the easiest, yes, most underrated traits that a business owner can have. And yet, it is the one that succeeds every time. Why is it important, in my case, to invest in my employees as a service business, right? Number one, good employees bring good clients. When you have good employees, okay, people want to come back to your facility, right? If you own a restaurant and you have the best waiters, every time a client comes in, hey, how are you? Eric remembers their names, right? Knows about their hit life history, chats with them, even a tap on the shoulder. That is what's going to differentiate you. Good employees bring good clients. Number two, if they grow, you grow. If your employees become smarter as a whole, the whole team becomes smarter. And you also grow, and you're beneficiary of that same disease. So if the team grows, you also grow. Number three, what's going to make your business last are the people that work there. Not the machines, not the new screens, not the new dumbbells. It's the people that are working there, that are pushing your values forward. People that are like-minded, people that love people. Those are the type of employees that are going to push your business forward. Growth-oriented people. So, I know I went through a lot. I don't know how long I've been speaking for. Let me just check here for fun. I've been speaking for at least 18 minutes. What I want you guys to take from this podcast is the following. Great leaders are often nice. They're not dicks. Great leaders know how to time manage, not just for themselves, but for their families. And the best leaders know how to invest in themselves and know how to invest in their employees. If you're listening to this podcast and it resonates with you, please like and follow the podcast. Subscribe to our podcast. We want more people to listen. If you enjoyed this, if you want to speak more about business, you can send me an email. If you want to talk about health, at fullbodyathletics@gmail.com. If you want to train with the best, if you want to look the best, another 2 hours and 20 minutes a week, let me know. Write me an email at fullbodyathletics@gmail.com. You can follow us on socials, Full Body Athletics. I hope you guys enjoy. This was episode 28. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you soon. Be strong.